Hello, I am the ghost of Hunter S. Thompson. Tonight, I will dive into one of the most horrific time bombs to ever go kaboom. Hold on because this ride will take you down a rabbit hole 3 times in a row and we're not talking about Alice in Wonderland. No, this rabbit hole is made of concrete, steel, shady politics, and enough bad decisions to fuel a three-ring circus on Wall Street. Strap in, light a cigarette, maybe pour a whiskey, you're going to need it. They called it the World Trade Center. A glorious title for two giant steel middle fingers jutting out of Manhattan's skyline, built in the 60s when men were still wearing bad sideburns and thinking asbestos was a vitamin supplement. The towers were meant to symbolize America as economic dominance. And by economic dominance, I mean a place where international money launderers, bankers, and real estate sharks could clink martinis while everyone else tried to pay rent. Picture it, the Port Authority. Those fine bureaucrats who couldn't organize a lemonade stand without 3 committees and a bribe decided to erect the tallest skyscrapers on Earth. Why? Because nothing screams progress quite like 110-story filing cabinets looming over the city. It was an engineering miracle, sure, but also a bureaucratic fever dream. Half monument, half money pit. They said the towers were too big to fail, which is precisely what people say. Right before everything fails. The construction process was like a bad acid trip. The neighborhood bulldozed, small businesses evicted faster than a drunk at Disneyland. New York wasn't thrilled. Critics called the design ugly, soulless, like someone had built a pair of office buildings with all the charm of the DMV waiting room. But the Port Authority pressed on. This is progress, they declared. While workers inhaled asbestos like it was the new Marlboro, the towers went up. Steel beams stacked higher than anyone thought possible. And by the early 70s they were finished, 2 monoliths gleaming in the sun, ready to house the economic future of mankind, or at least the future of international lawyers billing $500 an hour for staring at paper clips. The towers weren't just buildings, they were symbols, called corporate gods towering over the city, and like all gods, they demanded worship. Movies filmed them, postcards immortalized them. Tourists craned their necks, snapping photos like they were staring at the pyramids of Giza. But underneath the glamour, a darker truth. The towers represented not just American ambition, but American arrogance. They screamed, "Look at us, we're untouchable." History, of course, loves nothing more than to prove that nobody is untouchable. The 1993 bombing. Let us rewind to 1993. A Ryder truck filled with explosives is parked in the basement garage. Boom! A blast shakes the towers, killing 6, injuring over 1,000. The idea was simple. Topple one tower into the other, like some apocalyptic domino game. It didn't work. The towers stood tall, shrugged it off, and the politicians patted themselves on the back. See? The system works, they said. But make no mistake, this was the canary in the coal mine, a warning shot, a dark omen that should have had every intelligence agency scrambling like cockroaches in a kitchen. Instead, bureaucracy won again, warnings ignored, reports buried, and the towers went back to business as usual, like nothing happened. You could almost hear them laughing in steel and glass. Nice try, fellas. Better luck next time. The countdown begins by the late 90s. The World Trade Center was the crown jewel of New York, a hub for finance, trade, and bad coffee. But behind the curtain, the storm clouds were gathering. Intelligence reports piling up like unpaid parking tickets, chatter about terror plots, whispers of fanatics who saw the towers not as symbols of hope but as targets, ripe for destruction. And here's the kicker. Everyone in charge shrugged. Too many agencies, too much red tape, too much denial. The American government at the time couldn't agree on what brand of toilet paper to buy, let alone how to prevent a global catastrophe. So the warnings went unanswered. The stage was set. The clock was ticking, and somewhere out there, men with box cutters were already rehearsing history's most infamous curtain call. And that's where we leave it, folks. The towers standing tall, arrogant, unshaken symbols of power, ignorance, and blind faith in the idea that nothing could ever touch America. But history was loading its rifle, waiting for the moment to pull the trigger. Next time, we'll dive into the madness of September 11th itself, the day the sky fell and the world changed forever. Make sure to watch part 2. And God damn it, for the love of God, subscribe to my channel, people. Don't make me come back from the grave again.